I rent a place. Landlord's my ex. Get a job. Boss is my ex. Turn on a show. The lead actress? Also my ex. And if that wasn't enough, all of them suddenly caught feelings again and started sneaking into my bed one by one. Then a station announcement jolted me awake. Now arriving at Yunchun Station. Please prepare to exit. I let out a quiet groan. Thank God, just a nightmare. Outside the station, a group of girls were pointing at me, going on about how good looking I was. Oh wow, that guy is so hot. Old me would have eaten that up. Now? It just gave me anxiety. I'd come to Nanyang as planned to find a place. My agent, Lee Wei-kyung, took me straight into a brand new luxury apartment. 2 beds, 1 bath, fully furnished, 750 square feet. Rent? Only $1,000. Bro, this place is seriously only $1,000? I could barely believe it. That price was insane. Relax, it's not a scam. Lee Wei-kyung smiled and explained. A planned international high school project got cancelled, so the school district property was just sitting there. The landlord was renting it cheap just to get some cash flow. I was thrilled. Felt like my luck was finally turning. I signed the contract right then. He told me to hang tight while he went downstairs to meet the landlord. Not long after, I heard Lee Wei-kyung's voice outside, followed by a lazy, familiar female voice. Not bad. 7 units rented out already. The moment I heard it, my whole body went cold. I spun around. My eyes landed on a pair of women's heels stepping through the door, and right there on that pale ankle was a star-shaped birthmark. Oh, shit. I bolted into the bathroom at the fastest speed of my life. Hello? The landlord's voice rang out from the living room. My stomach hurts, might be a while. Maybe just drop your WeChat and I'll add you later. I pinched my voice trying to disguise it. Mr. Zhao, your voice sounds off. Did the AC get you? Then that woman outside suddenly asked sharply, Lee Wei-kyung, did you just call him Mr. Zhao? What's his full name? Oh, I forgot to introduce you, and his name's Chao Yang. Just got back to Yunchun. Dead silence. Then from outside the door, a laugh that made my skin crawl exploded into the air. Ha ha ha. Footsteps closing in. She knocked on the bathroom door. Chao Yang. Stop hiding, get out here. I took a deep breath and opened the door. What a coincidence, Xiao Shuang. I forced out the most awkward smile I had. Standing there was Xu Xiao Shuang, the campus queen of Yunchun University, and one of the 4 exes who wanted me dead. I still remember the day she showed up for freshman orientation, pulling up in a Lamborghini, little black dress, long legs, that effortless arrogance. She owned the room the second she walked in. As a seasoned player, I made it my mission to chase her, and it went smoother than I expected. This sheltered rich girl folded within a month. She became my second girlfriend, head over heels for me, even mapping out a future where I'd run her company, and she'd be the boss's wife. The deeper the love, the harder the fall. When my 4-timing got exposed, she was the first one to put up $1 million bounty on me. If I had to pick the one ex I'm most scared of, it'd be Xu Xiaoshuang, no contest. The room went dead quiet. Lee Wei-kyung sensed the tension and quietly backed toward the door. Hey bro, I don't think this place is right for me. Keep the deposit, I don't want it, I'm out. Is that okay? Ha, you really think you can run? You signed a contract. Walking out isn't gonna be that easy. You walk, I'll take you to court. She was threatening to slap me with a lawsuit the second I got back to Yunchun. I had no job yet. I couldn't afford the drama. Smart people know when to fold. I did a full 180, laughed it off. Ha! I'm kidding. Why would I pass up a place this good? Xiao Shuang, you didn't actually take that seriously, did you? Didn't someone just call me Miss Xu? That's so formal. What are we to each other? Then why don't you tell me? I took a shot and called out a nickname. Those 2 syllables hit different. Xu Xiaoshuang's cheeks went red instantly, and she turned to look out the window. What, babe? We're not that close. Lee Wei-kyung stood there with his jaw on the floor, then smartly found an excuse and slipped out. Now it was just the 2 of us. The air got thick again. I was terrified she'd pull a knife any second, so I changed the subject fast, paid the rent, sent $5,000 over WeChat, but she showed 0 signs of leaving. She moved closer. Her perfume hit me like a truck. You really want me gone that badly? 3 years of monastery discipline almost shattered right there. I decided to come clean. Xiao Shuang, I spent 3 years in a monastery. I'm a changed man. I know I hurt you, and I swear I'll never pull that crap again. I'm trying to say I've turned my life around. Please, just leave me alone. Xu Xiaoshuang froze. Something between disbelief and panic flashed in her eyes. You're really sorry? Yes, and I'll prove it. I'm not letting you off that easy, but if you behave, I might think about it. She thought I was begging to get back together. I thought she was considering dropping the hit. We reached this totally bizarre understanding on completely different wavelengths. Getting Xu Xiaoshuang out the door felt like surviving a boss fight, even if she did pull off in a 400k pink McLaren 720S like it was nothing. All I felt was relief to have made it through another day. Next morning, job hunting. As expected, marketing degree from a 2nd-tier school, plus a 3-year gap I called failed grad school prep. That resume made me the perfect punching bag for every HR rep trying to hit their numbers. They'd see my face and light up, then read the resume and flip. 4 rejections in a row. I dragged my worn-out body to the last company on my list. Inside, the studio was in full meltdown mode. A cut finger? He seriously used that as an excuse? Does he think I'm stupid? Tell Zhou Wen, Moxon Media is done working with him. Who does he think he is? Right as the boss, Zhang Zong, stormed out to get some air, I was shuffling out of the conference room after bombing yet another interview, holding my crumpled resume with the saddest face possible. In the hallway, her eyes drifted over me casually, then her whole body froze. She straightened up, stunned. Chao Yang? I walked out of Moxon Media completely defeated. Hit rock bottom. 4 rejections, bank account almost dry. Was I really about to start doing food delivery? Just when I was ready to give up, the HR who'd just rejected me came sprinting out of breath. Wait, we actually think you're a really strong candidate. Would you be interested in working with us? My life was on a roller coaster. I figured my sincerity had won them over and was about to say I'd crush it in marketing. But the HR cut me off with an awkward look. Actually, the position isn't in marketing. It's modeling. Modeling. People had tried to recruit me in college. But back then I was juggling 4 girlfriends and had 0 bandwidth. 800 a day, plus commission and bonuses. Done. Didn't hesitate for a second. Marketing base pay was only 600. For survival, I'd do modeling, construction work, whatever it took. I signed the contract on the spot. They walked me into what looked like a legit pro studio. I figured it'd be some basic onboarding, but these people crowded around me like I was some rare artifact. Especially the photographer, a guy named Zhong Kui, who kept saying, "Gorgeous!" Just like that, totally clueless, I got pushed under the spotlight. And so my awkward modeling career began. What I didn't know was that the whole thing had been orchestrated by Zhang Zong herself. Outside the door, she just finished chewing out the HR who'd laughed at my resume. Now she was peeking through the crack, watching me strike poses with this complicated look on her face, biting her lip, looking soft for just a second. Show off. Comes back to Yunshin and doesn't even reach out. It was obvious. The Zhang Zong of Moxine Media was the second ex I absolutely had to avoid. The shoot ran a brutal 5 hours. Chaotic process, but the final shots looked incredible. Before I could even catch my breath, an assistant came up. "Zhang Zong wants to see you." "Follow me, please." I sucked it up and dragged myself into the office, too tired to care about office politics. "Settling in, okay?" The woman had her back to me, sitting in the boss chair. The voice was weirdly familiar. "Yeah, totally. Thanks for the opportunity. So when did you get back to Yunshin?" My smile stiffened. How does she know I was gone? The chair spun around, and that face nearly gave me a heart attack. Zhang Yuwei. The memories flooded back. Sophomore year, a rainy night at the movies. She was just a broke college girl back then. One of my 4 exes, and the one I feel the most guilty about. When my whole house of cards collapsed and everyone was out for blood, she was the only one who didn't kick me while I was down. "Take this money. Go. Don't come back." 3 years later, the scrappy broke girl had turned into a sharp no-nonsense boss. "You still remember me? I thought a player like you would have forgotten all about me." She gave me that half smirk. I couldn't look her in the eye. I told her everything. 3 years in a monastery, living clean, praying. Knowing you're okay, that's all I needed. She reached over and patted my head when I was done, just like she used to as my 2 years older big sis. That kind of softness is dangerous. Honestly, her being this forgiving hurt more than Xu Xiaoshuang's knife. I checked the time. Almost midnight. Subway long gone. "Subway's done. I'll just grab a ride share." I was about to head out when Zhang Yuwei stood up and grabbed her keys. "I'll drive you." Oh no. If she drops me off downstairs and runs into Xu Xiaoshuang, that's a real nightmare scenario. I tried to push back, but she wasn't taking no for an answer and basically dragged me into her car. On the way, she looked at me and said, "You really haven't changed at all. Reminds me of pulling all-nighters with you back in the day. Same look." We pulled up to Jinhu Garden. She had no intention of leaving. Instead, she used the whole boss taking care of employees, giving you tomorrow off angle to invite herself upstairs and help me unpack. I was her employee. I couldn't exactly say no. The elevator doors opened. Right outside Unit 505, Xu Xiaoshuang was crouched there with a home-cooked meal she'd made herself, staking out the place. She knocked on the door.